Then thirdly, the contents of document produced by other parties. Now, documents are produced by the parties under the provisions of Order 7, Rule 14 in the plain, and under the provisions of Order 8, Rule 1A in the written statement. Then the list of document is filed under the provisions of Order 13. Then under the CRPC, we right now learn the documents are required to be tendered under the provisions of Section 294, where the court may also issue summons under 1991. The parties voluntarily file under 294. Interrogatories are filed 297. So here, the material issues are framed. From the issues frame, the court direct the parties to then give direction that you lead evidence. Now, that lead evidence comes into picture. Now, either the plaintiff or the defendant may be permitted to, normally the plaintiff who filed the suit has to commend the proceeding. And that is the language of Order 18. Ashish, can you please open Order 18?
Yes.
Yes. Order 18 tells you that here, it is normally the plaintiff who has filed the suit. He begins right to begin he has got, unless the defendant admits the allegation of the plaintiff and contends that in point of law or some additional fact, the defendant is entitled to start the case. Suppose he takes up the plea that the court has no jurisdiction, and the court is framing issue under 9A is now gone. Earlier 9A was in CPC for Maharashtra. Now under Order 14, Rule 2, that particular point is still the issue of jurisdiction. The court is at discretion to try the same as a preliminary issue, but not mandatory. Okay? That is the stage here. Normally the plaintiff begins the case. Now, how the plaintiff begins the case? By filing an affidavit of document in the CPC under Order 18, Rule 4, that you see that here, under Order 18, Rule 4, recording of evidence begins. Please note that recording of evidence begins by filing an affidavit before the court of law in examination chief. Now, what is an examination chief? Examination chief is dealt under Section 137. Please see Evidence Act, Section 137. So you cannot read Evidence Act from section to section. Now we have to, interconnect these sections. They are overlapping. So don't get confused. This is how we are going in a sequence of order, how the CPC, how the Evidence Act is put into action before the court of law. So along with Order 18, your provisions of Section 137 will come into play. 137 will come into play both for the purpose of the civil cases as well as criminal prosecution. Now let us read it here. 137. Examination in chief. The examination of a witness by the party who calls him shall be called the examination in chief. Okay? In the civil cases, you are allowed to file affidavit in examination chief. Under the Negotiable Instrument Act in 138 cases before a magistrate, you are also permitted to file your affidavit to prove your case that the check has been dishonored. Because the provisions of 138 of the Negotiable Instrument Act more or less semi-criminal nature. They are not totally criminal nature. But the offenses under the provisions of Indian Penal Code, other offenses and other enactments, you will not be permitted to file affidavit unless there is a statutory provision to the effect. Otherwise, what you do here, you have to, your client, if you are a prosecution witness, you will directly go in the box. And your lawyer, if you are a prosecution, public prosecutor will start putting questions to you. Or in private complaint under Section 200, your counsel, whoever is appearing for you, he will start examining you on oath. Or in summons cases, warrant cases, in CRPC you learn, and session trial cases, your own lawyer puts questions to you. And the questions must be in interrogative form. They cannot be leading question in during the examination chief. Leading question, for example, mean I'll give you. I cannot, if I am your counsel, or you are my counsel, if I am in the box for giving evidence, I take oath. उस oath के बाद I have to give my name, particulars, age, and address where I am residing. Then next, the question which the counsel will ask here: can you please tell the honorable court why have you filed this case? This is a question you ask here, and they can be a leading question in the nature of have you filed this case for specific performance? This question you cannot ask. Do you know the defendant? Do you know the defendant in the examination chief? Can you please narrate the incident before the honorable court leading to the filing of this case? You cannot tell the court you were dispossessed on so and so date, that is why you filed the case. That question is not permitted. That's a leading question. Any question suggesting answer will not be allowed or permitted during examination chief. But in the cross examination, I will come later on. In the other side, the adversary may put questions to you in any form. There is no bar. But in examination chief is the most difficult in any forum. Now in the CPC it has become easier, but in CRPC criminal prosecution, it is still very, very difficult. It is difficult in the sense, suppose you have filed a suit for defamation, a criminal complaint under section 500, 501, 502. So the question which you will ask normally to your client is here: please tell the honorable court how you are concerned in this matter. I am the complainant. Who is the accused? Do you know the accused? Yes, I know the accused. We are neighbors, we are friends, or we are enemies, or wherever we are residing. Please tell the honorable court for what reason you have filed the present complaint. Then you narrate the incident. On so and so date, this happened. The defendant issued publication in the newspaper calling me a dishonest man, public meeting, he abused me. ये सब चीजें आपको बताना पड़ेगा. You must remember. And your advocate cannot give hint. You as a lawyer appearing for your client, you will not be permitted to give hints. You will only be asked questions. If the question is not related to the charge of defamation, as the other side lawyer, for the other side, respondent, accused person, can quickly get up, my lord, this question I am objecting. He may ask question concerning here that suppose you maybe have filed a suit for declaration of your right as a owner of the property. Then it is not proper to ask question relating to how many children you have and do you know about the character of the defendant, good character, bad character. It is not relevant. Something which is not relevant, you must object to it. Even the court may ask you, please point out, you are allowed to lead evidence in respect of matters, pointing out to the court under what sections your questions fall. If your question doesn't fall, and your question will go away. So examination chief is dealt under section 137 CRP of the Evidence Act, and the relevant provision in the CPC is order 18. And when you open CRPC, how the section 272 खोल लीजिए आप CRPC के अंदर. Yeah, 270, yeah, 273 onwards is the evidence starting
Sir,
here.
sir, quick question, sir. Why is it
Yes.
called chief? Is it a big examiner or?
It's a principal examination. It's a very good question you asked me. Chief mean is very principal. It is fundamental for the legal proceeding. Without examination chief, without evidence, your case is useless. Merely because you file pleadings and file a case, it is not evidence. Chief is a very fundamental evidence. Fundamental evidence means where you establish your legal rights. Where you establish the defendant has committed the crime, where you establish that the plaintiff has a legal right. So it's the chief foundation you are laying of your case. That is called chief. Okay? Anything chief, you can see dictionary meaning. Why is this called chief? I need to take one sip of water.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, excuse me. See, in the CRPC, chapter 23 deals with the recording of evidence. Okay? Yeah. The CRPC substantially does not deal with the way CPC is dealing. Now, the Supreme Court has held in many cases, in case either CPC or CRPC is silent about the procedure adopted in the CPC can be followed in the CRPC, and similarly, in case there are certain features, procedural features are absent, and you can borrow from CRPC. There is no bar. So, because since Evidence Act is applicable to the both, that's the matter. So, from 273 के अंदर से starting here, evidence to be taken in the presence of the accused, record of the cases, record of the warrant cases, then सेक्शन 272 से लेकर 299 तक देखिए, that is the procedure laid down in CRPC. Then apart from this, you are also required to bear in mind the procedure for recording evidence as given in the sessions trials. You may see that a trial before the court of session starting from section 225 से लेकर 237. See how evidence is recorded by prosecution. Please open section 231 CRPC. आशीष quickly open कर दीजिए section 231.
Done, sir.
Yeah. Now 231 tells you how the public prosecutor, how the prosecution, evidence for the prosecution, mean in a criminal trial, normally it is the prosecution which has to establish the charge beyond reasonable doubt. Whereas in civil cases, the court can draw presumptions and it is called preponderance of possibilities. Now 231 says, on the date so fixed, the judge shall proceed to take such evidence as may be produced in support of the prosecution. The judge may in his discretion permit cross-examination of any witnesses. So here, not much dealt with regard to examination chief. So you have to fall back in section 137 of the Indian Evidence Act. So Evidence Act clearly says that here. Now when I told you 137, why leading question is not permitted here, that I'll point out to you the provision. Section 137 के बाद आप then see section 141 खोलिए Evidence Act. Any question suggesting the answer which the person putting it wishes or expect to receive is called a leading question. When they must not be asked is 142. Please see that. A leading question must not, if objected to by the adverse party, be asked in examination chief or in re-examination except with the permission of the court. So there is discretion of the court. But normally you cannot, as if you don't take objection as a defendant's lawyer, the question might go inside. But you must be alert the other side. My lord, he's trying to spoon feed the witness. Spoon feeding of the witness is not permitted. The witness must depose fact from his own memory, from his own knowledge, from his own deposition. My friend should not suggest the question. Take objection immediately. If you are a counsel for the defendant, you raise and get up. This is a leading question. So remember section 141 and 142. Yeah. When they may be asked is in cross-examination, you may be asked. In cross-examination, when you are impeaching the credibility of a witness, you may ask him, do you consume liquor? For example, you may be challenging the will of your grandfather. Did your grandfather consume consume liquor? So and so questions. Do you have the habit of, many such questions can be asked which may rattle the witness. You may say that here, did you pass your examination? Do you have the degree? You are an expert. Can you show me how many cases have you given opinion? I put it to you that you do not have experience enough in the matter. So these are the questions you are allowed to put in cross-examination to rattle the witness, impeaching the credibility both under section 146. You may say that 146 and section 100. Yeah, when you see 146 पे आ जाइए आप पहला. Yeah. Under what questions lawful in cross-examination? See, number 2, veracity, discovery. Number 3, to shake the credit of the witness. You can shake the credit of the witness, but you have no right to ask indecent, scandalous question. See that here? Either in examination chief or cross-examination, please read the provisions of section 151. You are not permitted to ask scandalous question. Similarly, you cannot insult and annoy the witness under 152. Then when I told you,
Sir?
Yes.
So, if a leading question is asked by the prosecution, and if the counsel for defendant does not raise an objection, so can a judge interrupt and raise an objection to this?
Yes, the judge has a full discretion under the provisions of section 165. Section 165, the judge can put any question. See, section 165, the judge's power is 165. Please see 165. Judge's power to put questions or order protection. The judge has a very wide discretion. The judge can put relevant and irrelevant question. Boliye, Ashish.
So when all this is happening, the brother counsel or the judge will not interfere.
Normally, judges may interfere. If a judge is very alert, he will interfere. If the judge wants to give a full opportunity, sometimes judges do interfere, but sometimes they do not. In the lower court, normally many judges don't, they just record the way it is. Yes, in the high court and all, of course, in the high court nowadays, evidence recording is slowed down because they are appointing commissioner. High court judges have no time. It all depends from judge to judge. Normally, some judges do take up the plea here.
But the brother counsels will oppose, no, sir?
Yes. You, according to me, as a opposing counsel, you must be alert. When a question is leading or misleading, not relevant, you must be alert. You must tell the honorable court, my objection may be recorded. Then the judge has to give a ruling under 136. Then one more section dealing with the impeaching the credit of the is section 155. So when the cross-examination, you can prove the witness a liar. Section 155. You can discredit the witness. So section 146 and 155. These are relevant section. These are relevant section which are a tool, a powerful weapon for a cross-examiner. And also section 145 of the Evidence Act, which you can contradict the witness to prove that here, what you have mentioned in the document is different from what the evidence you are giving. Suppose FIR के अंदर or statement recorded under 161, he mentioned that yes, I was the eyewitness, I have seen everything, I have seen A killing B. Huh? I also know he was aged about 55, he was wearing white shirt or black shirt, उसका height 5 feet. कोर्ट में आके कुछ नहीं बोलता इसके बारे में. In the court examination, he doesn't say that. Then he fumbles. He may take up the plea that I do not know his. You may ask question. I do not remember his height. I do not remember his complexion. What shirt he was wearing. So immediately, or if he gives a different meaning. So I am drawing your attention to the previous writing, that is your statement made to the police officer under section 151. So you can contradict him. That section for contradiction which gives you to impeach the credibility is section 145. Wo दाखवली आप 145. See, a witness may be cross-examined as to previous statement made by him in writing or reduced into writing and relevant to matters in question without such writing being shown to him or being proved, but it is intended to contradict him by the writing. His attention must, before the writing can be proved, be called to those part of it which are to be used for the purpose of contradicting him. So this is why under the provisions of Order 7 Rule 11, Order 7 Rule 14 में पढ़े आपने, the plaintiff must disclose all document except the document which is intended to cross-examine. You remember this? Anyone of you remember this? And also under the provisions of Order 8 Rule 1A, the defendant also must disclose all documents in the written statement except the document which is intended for cross-examination of the other side, which you may take him by surprise. You remember the CPC lecture which I taught you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. So if those of you want to know this provision, you go back to the CPC lecture, which are there in the YouTube. So this is the section which enables, which must be read under along with Order 7 Rule 14 subclause 3 and Order 8 Rule 1A subclause 3 CPC, which tell you, which gives you a license not to disclose the document. Why you are not disclosing? Because I gave you an example. Husband and wife. Wife has filed a suit for adultery. His paramour wrote a very beautiful loving letter, which came in the hand of the wife. She kept it along. She filed a suit for divorce. In the petition for divorce, she need not disclose this letter at this stage. She can take him by surprise in contradiction at the cross-examination. Understood? The husband will deny in the written statement, I never had any relationship with anybody. I did not commit an act of adultery. So, at the time of the cross-examination, you may ask him, you mentioned you do not know this lady and you never had relationship. Now look here, is this letter, I know you are writing very much. This is dispatched by you. Is it received by you? Is it in handwriting? So admitted letter. Yeah.
But how will the other side get a chance to prepare for this? It will be a total surprise.
Only during cross-examination. Only during cross-examination you can only explain in your evidence later on. So in your evidence or in re-examination.
And sir, if the examination in chief part goes wrong, then the case is pretty much done and dusted with?
Yes, if your examination chief is not conducted well, half your case is fallen. Your evidence in chief is very important. When you are filing a suit for declaration, I am the owner of the property, I am a tenant of the property, licensee of the property, prove the document before the court of law. You have a easementary right in respect of the premises in question. You must show that easementary right. If you want to show before the court of law anything, your legal right, any character, the defendant is acting in a fiduciary capacity as your agent. You are a principal under the Indian Contract Act. So produce the agreement of agency. If there is no agreement, lead the oral evidence with regard to establishing the agency. You must prove your case by leading examination chief is very important for everybody. Sometimes if the plaintiff examination chief is bad, the defendant बोलेगा I will not lead any evidence. Because the plaintiff knows, the defendant knows your case is going to be get dismissed. You have not proved the case. If there are 5-6 issues before the court of law, suppose, for example, you have taken up the plea, you have filed a suit for declaration that against the defendant as a trespasser. Defendant takes up the plea that the suit is hit by the doctrine of res judicata, isn't it? Res judicata ke andar, and you are not offering any defense. While reading examination chief, and the defendant has produced before the court the plaint in the previous suit, the judgment in the previous suit, the issues framed. So in the plaint you had no occasion, but in the evidence in chief you must say that here the suit which the defendant is relying upon to prove the doctrine of res judicata does not connect with the present suit. The issues were different in that suit. Evidence में लिखे आप. The premises were different there. Parties were different there. The relief sought were different there. You must mention each and everything. Your examiner, you have a chance to repel the case of the defendant for the first time in the evidence in Bombay, because the written statement का reply rejoinder नहीं होता है Bombay में. At least in the city of Bombay, we don't file a rejoinder to written statement. So the contentions which have been taken up, now the Evidence Act tells you, you must deny each and every statement of the defendant. You can deny how? By mentioning in your examination chief. The plaintiff has filed the present suit for declaration that defendant is a trespasser. The plaintiff is producing here with the property card, the conveyance deed, the property, everything dealing with the property, and the election record and the municipal record. Sab de rahe hain aap. The defendant is producing in the court a judgment of the previous court. In fact, my father was a tenant of the defendant's father. Where is the question of being trespasser? A rent control, the small causes court, or a civil judge senior division in Pune has passed a decree holding that I am a tenant or a subtenant or a licensee, which fact has been suppressed. Written statement mein likha hai. So there is no reply to written statement. In your examination chief, you must explain to the judge.
But doesn't it make you look stupid? Like in one of my cases, I said I'm a student of GLC, and the other party denied it. It looks like you make it look like.
That is very unfortunate. That is very, very unfortunate. What is the time, Ashish, now?
So it's 6:58 or 7 o'clock almost.
7 o'clock. What time you began?
We began 6:15ish, sir.
6:15. 7:15 तक ये lecture लेता हूँ. 7:15 के बाद एक 5 minute का break लेंगे. Okay? Then
Okay, sir.
second lecture शुरू करेंगे. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Kindly stop me at 7:15. I'll just have to take some medicine. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So kindly remember these sections, because these sections, the Evidence Act, you cannot read section 1 chronologically, 1, 2, 3, 167. So the way I'm pointing out, you will have to read it in the court of law. So provisions of Order 7 will come into picture first, the CPC, that is your plain, then Order 8 written statement, then your document will come into play, Order 7, Rule 14, then Order 8, Rule 1A. Then your list of documents and interrogatories, Order 11, Order 13 CPC. वो फाइल किया आपने, एडमिशन सिर्फ नहीं, Order 12. वो डालने के बाद then issues Order 12, Order 14. Order 14 के बाद then Order 18 CPC, that is examination chief. Order 18(4) read with section 137 Evidence Act. So 137 के अंदर there are subsections which tell you what questions can be asked, what cannot be asked. समझे ना आप? This is how you prepare your examination chief in the CPC. In the CRPC, you should be very much familiar with the provisions relating to trial. Thoroughly familiar. Section 273 onwards. 272 से शुरू होता है That is chapter number 23, section 272 language of the court है, लेकिन evidence commences in taking steps 273 से लेकर, please remember section 327 तक है, but basically it is till 299 recording of evidence. But there is a separate procedure for recording evidence for each trial. That is a court of sessions के लिए a different trial है, isn't it? That is a trial before a court of session. Please remember section 255 to 237, chapter 18 CRPC, where examination chief is given under section 231. Please note that. Then trial before the magistrate in warrant cases, they start from section 238 से लेकर 247. 27. Then they frame charges here under section 240. And 240 के अंदर framing of charges. A separate section is given for framing charges here. Then evidence begins for prosecution under section 242. 242, and there is a separate section for defense, section 243. Please remember this section very well. This is a trial of warrant cases by a magistrate. You know, warrant cases, wherever the punishment is for more than 2 years, is a warrant case. Then there is a second chapter, that is the chapter number 20, dealing with उससे पहले another is a trial before a magistrate in cases otherwise than a police report. Mean the private complaint commencing under section 190 से लेकर 200, 201, 202, 203. Private complaint cases are dealt under from section 244 से लेकर 250 तक है. Please note that here. The procedure for recording evidence is given here. Evidence for defense 247. Note that here. Then there is a separate trial before the magistrate court, that's called summons trial, commencing from section 251 से लेकर 259 in chapter 20. Okay, that evidence procedure is here. Procedure to be recorded is section 254. 254 में, in a summons cases, charges need not be framed. It is not mandatory to frame charges. Whereas in a trial before a court of sessions and in a trial before the magistrate in warrant cases and otherwise in warrant cases, that is in chapter 19 and chapter 18 of earlier, it is mandatory to frame charges. Please note, it is like framing of the issues. But in summon cases, it is not mandatory. Then the last is a summary trial के अंदर procedure is followed is same year. So summon cases trial is a section 254. Here remember कीजिए आप, along with the evidence section 137 for leading evidence. So when you produce document, I pointed out to you the provision for producing document. अभी आपको मैं point out किया under the CPC as well as under the CRPC, isn't it? So where you tender before the magistrate under the provisions of section 294, type 294 के अंदर both the parties may record there whether they are admitting or not admitting. In the CPC also you learned under the provisions of order 13 में पढ़े आपने, when the inadmissible document, list of document, affidavit of document पढ़े आपने, isn't it? That I need not once again deal to you elaborately under the provisions of CPC, how the provisions of then the court expects in CPC original document must be brought. When evidence is tendered, please note that what you must bring,
Original documents.
original document. That's provisions of order 13 rule 1. Please open CPC. Don't forget CPC. CPC में काफी evidence के features हैं. A lot of masala in CPC and CRPC for recording evidence. Please open your order 13 rule 1. See, original document to be produced before the settlement of issues. That is the procedure. That is after completion of the inspection, after filing of the interrogatories, the parties are directed by the court, you know that here, by filing affidavit of document, which is filed under the provisions of order 13 order 13 rule. Anybody knows the rule? Anybody knows the rule? 2A, sorry, notice to document. That is the documents to be deemed to be admitted, not admitted in service. Procedure for recording document. Notice not admitting. Order 13 को clearly पढ़ लीजिए आप, and that affidavit is filed by the parties. That also is there in the schedule which I mentioned. So what you must enter before the court is the affidavit is a order, the provisions of order 12, rule 7 में दिया गया है. Then original documents are to be put along with one copy. Please note that. Now that is because, why original document? Because Evidence Act only recognizes first preference is given to primary evidence. Please open section 62 of the Evidence Act again. Abhi open kar lijiye. Now your order 13 rule 1 should be read along with section 62 of the Evidence Act. देखो सेक्शन 62 देखिए आप, प्राइमरी एविडेंस. Primary evidence means the document itself produced for inspection of the court. So when are you producing it here? At this stage, before the settlement of the issues under order 13 rule 1, it says that here the parties or the pleader shall produce on or before the settlement issue all documents, evident, original, where the copies of the same we file along with the written statement. So why the original is given along with the copy? Because the court will return to you the original document after making endorsement. Court doesn't like to retain the original. So where the original is returned to you is also a separate provision. Here, when you see the court makes endorsement about the document, that you can kindly see under the provisions of order 13, rule 14. See that here? Endorsement on document admitted in evidence. So when the document is filed, the court will tell the other side, you please give your say in the document. Which documents you are admitting, which documents you are rejecting. That is called admission and denial. क्या बोलते हैं? They are known as admission and denial. Please note that. That is order 13, rule 4 में सुने होगा. Then the court takes entries here. Then 13(4) के अंदर endorsement बना देते हैं court के अंदर. Then endorsement of rejected document. Rejection inadmissible order. So order 13 rule 3 speaks of the court can reject the document. That rejection order is passed under section 136. So these provisions of order 13 rule 3 should be read along with section 294 in CRPC. In criminal prosecution, the magistrate or the court of sessions have a right to reject the document where the parties say that here it is a irrelevant document. It is section 294. Abhi humne padhe aapse baat. So bear in mind. So in the CPC, it is order 13, rule 3. Now you are burdened with remembering both CPC and CRPC along with evidence. Not all provisions of the CRPC and CPC, certain related provisions with regard to evidence, which is a must. Please don't give up this. Lifelong you must remember this when you come to the court of law, and you must remember it till your death. भूलने का ही नहीं इसको. Okay?
Sir, if you think it's okay, can we come to one of your cases and hear your arguments where you think it will be beneficial to us?
Many students have been coming. You are also welcome. I am conducting cases at least 2-3 times a day. A trial I am conducting. Only because of pandemic, I am afraid I am only arguing matters. Final hearing के लिए. I'll invite you. I'll come over. Please come. Most welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. अभी क्या time अभी? अभी time कितना जी?
7:10.
अच्छा, another 5 minutes देख लेंगे.
Sir, आप medicine ले लीजिए sir.
ये lecture को आप stop कर दो अभी.
Okay, sir.
Then I will immediately come. Okay. Next lecture शुरू करें अभी.